Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thank you, Transition. Anyways, it is Saturday, and I'm playing a little bit more Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, which I ended up skipping last week because I wanted to do that casual stream where we did the VR stuff, so sorry about that last-minute thing. But, hey, I'm looking forward to jumping into the next part of the story. Now, if you don't remember what happened last time, essentially, we pretty much have kind of confirmed reports that, Mayor Tenma has confessed to the crime right at the crime scene. That's scary, and I have no idea how we are going to work through that one, but I'm sure we'll probably get the evidence we need dropped right into our freaking laps. So that's usually how it goes. Brent says he's never seen this game before. Oh, you're going to be severely confused. I think severely confused. I don't know. Have you ever seen anything related to Phoenix Wright? It's very much visual novel, so that's kind of what we're going for here. Anyways, let's move over to the game tab and begin. Oh, and also turn on the game audio and not be an idiot. There we go. Now, I've made some adjustments to the game audio since I did the reset of... I think I did some restarts of my audio driver just because it was acting a little funky. So, hopefully the audio is perfectly fine. By the way, I'm explaining it as a detective game. Kind of. It's like you try to investigate crimes and, horrible things that have happened. And then you defend your clients in court. And you attempt to try and, twist it around and make sure your client is innocent. Oh, hello, funny stuff. You are exhausted. You've been cleaning for the last 2 hours just because you wanted to. Yeah, I get into that mode. So I think everybody gets in that mood sometimes where you just look around and go, what the hell happened in here? And then you actively go and start sweeping, vacuuming, just like, oh yeah, while I'm doing that, I should probably dust. Child, no, take break. What? Are you talking about a crying child? I am right. Oh wait, I should play Detective Pikachu. I thought about that once or twice. But anyways, April 19th, 9:30 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Soda pop. Court is now in session. All rise. Let's begin with this nonsense. Now again, if the audio is a little bit off or if it's too loud or too quiet, let me know. I think I've adjusted it to where it was before, but not sure. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Am I going to watch the Detective Pikachu movie? I feel like I should just because I remember watching Deadpool and I like that. And I like Ryan Reynolds as an actor, especially with the just his delivery. So maybe. Ooh, funny stuff is eating taquitos while your sheets are in the wash. Goody. I need to do that too. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt.
As chipper as ever, I see. And in French, no less. And the prosecution?
Howdy, Thomas. How's it going? Stoic as ever, Blackwell.
Very well, then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Yeah, but he's a superhuman being that can break through shackles like they're silly putty. Is this a 3DS game? Yeah, it is. And I am currently playing it off of an actual 3DS with a capture card on it. Which cost a lot, but for good old Phoenix Wright, I will oblige that money. Anyway.
Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. Yeah, he was kind of a weenie the last time. That was one mean game, as Simon says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend His Honor today.
Your baldness.
It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement.
I have? I don't know if I'd say that.
Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess.
The crown jewels of the court?
Now, at long last, they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse?
So you don't mind if I do it then?
Son of a bitch! He's so daft. I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again! Put a Santa hat on the judge and boom! You got Santa as the judge. Pretty much. I don't know if that's ever been done in the actual series. I would love it if they did. I haven't seen it yet. It'd be nice if it did. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games.
Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Kyubi, was the amazing Ninetales.
This is the kind of ridiculous that you should be barring yourself down for, again, if you have not seen anything related to Phoenix Wright or anything Ace Attorney.
We also learned that the amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kyubi's secret identity,
Ninetales is a Pokemon.
Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and the victim. The defense proposes the existence of a hypothetical third party. But further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room.
Ergo?
We must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong?
That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time.
Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild.
Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events.
Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify.
The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation?
The feathers and tracks? Weren't those left by the mayor when he was possessed?
That was but an act to protect his daughter.
Yes, of course. I had suspected as much.
Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma. Objection! Wait, is this a Detective Pikachu Pokemon Yokai Watch crossover? I feel like it might just be. I think this entire game series is bored at this point. The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenmataro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle.
Very well, then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness?
Oh, damn. Yep, this guy's reputable.
Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today.
Been known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. A bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed. You managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs a slip.
You could say nothing else aside from he's slippery, so that's good. The judge is so gullible. Yeah, he's an iconic character. I love the fact that he's so gullible. It's easy to twist him around. Just like right around my fingers.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yes!
Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
Yes, no, please. I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running.
Your statement, now.
Yes, sir, Mr. Blackhead, sir.
He may beat a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up easy type.
Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime.
Right then. He keeps saying that he's seen a yokai, but I feel like maybe he didn't. Or he did, and he's covering shit up.
Tamataro's really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tamataro I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little runt had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. But she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
There was a lot of freaking conjecture in that. Well, actually, no, not conjecture, just fluff. A whole bunch of sentences that don't sound like they mean anything.
So, Tamataro was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tenma all along? You betcha. Besides, all the rest of the manor were way taller than her.
I can only think of one other person that is a little bit shorter than everybody else in the room. And it's somebody on the witness stand.
Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short.
What if Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees? And going that fast? I don't think so.
Weren't no knee walking. I seen it myself. Then perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things?
Did I hear Reggie's retiring? Yeah, I heard about that, and I'm very sad. But I'm also very happy for him, and that he is, retiring at a nice young age. That's good. I suppose, leave while the getting's good before, the next console generation, because I feel like the next console generation ain't gonna do as good. So, why blow your salary on account of, the next one? Our bodies weren't ready for this. Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, I don't think anybody was. He will live on as a legend, though. Probably. Unless he does something horrible sometime, in his 60s. Which, with Reggie, who knows? The Reginator cannot be held down. Here.
Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me.
Hello, Thomas the Nugget. How's it going over in the Twitch?
Each night, he cries and screams about some ghosts he thinks he sees. But in truth, he was simply the janitor.
Hey, he is Santa.
Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are no doubt partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that.
It's good. How about me? Doing fairly good. I just hope that my capture card doesn't quit out like it has been for every single other stream that I've done as of late. I have to pay respect for Reggie. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Haunted cells. And Mario is over in Twitch too. Hi. People do theorize that Cellmate is the villain from Investigations 2, avoiding the name for those in... Ooh, interesting. Maybe.
Tamataro's really that little maid gal.
Really? Mr. Felch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about a practice yesterday. Do you deny this so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court?
No! You got it all wrong!
Then could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was?
Oh, it was, what was it again? Yeah, now I remember. Math! Numbers and stuff.
He's completely under Blackwell's control, too.
Anyway, that Tamataro was that little maid gal. So what's the difference? I mean, the Tamataro I saw was just a little thing about her size.
I take it you got a good look at how tall the Tenmataro impersonator was.
You betcha. I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table. Notch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. I size them real good before I relieve them of their valuables.
He just admitted to being a pickpocket right here in court. At least he's being honest. No evidence to that theory other than him being in jail and the janitor may be D-Killer trying to kill him, but it's just conjecture. It'd be hilarious if it were the case. And Brandon says, I'd be the same way if someone asked me about math. You don't think any of Blackwell's cellmates are meant to be anyone? Probably not. I don't know.
That's just a theory. Game theory.
Anyway, strike by Matt Pat, something like that.
Does the witness hold that this Tenmataro entered the foyer? Darn right I do. But the little runt had a bag of stuff. I seen it when she came into the foyer.
A bag of stuff? You obviously stole it, right? I hope so.
Well, you're not gonna brush it all off by claiming the perp was short. Must have hit a raw nerve because you ain't that tall yourself.
Look who's talking, mister. I've got to stand on a box just to testify.
Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong,
but didn't you say that Tenmataro you saw had a staff?
Cross my heart, hope to die. I know, because it went a jingle and a jangle.
And where do you suppose that staff came from?
The staff, you see. Well, bet she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling onto the crime scene.
I suppose you mean to say that Jinxie Tenma entered the Forbidden Chamber to get one?
Well, I ain't never seen a staff like that in the manor, so it had to be in the Forbidden Chamber.
Oh, really? The stench of LaBelle is thick in the air today. Jinxie entered the Forbidden Chamber after the incident. Then she took the staff and tried to cover up her actions by pretending to be Tenmataro. I guess that's what Filch is trying to say. Could Jinxie have even entered the Forbidden Chamber if she wanted to?
There is one thing I was wondering about. Why did that yokai have a staff in the first place? Well, I got my hunches about that. She was going to use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation, I just know it.
Wallop you? And why would the so-called yokai want to do that?
That little maid gal never did like me. She always hightails it when I come around, or she sticks these weird papers on my noggin.
I think that's just a nervous twitch, but okay, you just believe anything you want. She probably thinks of him as the dreaded Tanuki monster of Kyubi Manor or something. You wouldn't be far off. We need to prove that Jinxie isn't Tenmataro. But I've got no idea how we're going to do that. All we have to do is prove that it was impossible for Jinxie to turn into Tenmataro. And that might be easier than you think. Really? Now's our chance. Our chance to expose the real Tenmataro for all to see. Okay. Well, we have all the evidence. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save, just so that we have a spot to go back to. The autopsy report. Okay, Forbidden Chamber key. Key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. Ooh, okay. There's only one of its kind. That might have something to do with it. I don't know if you'd be able to swallow something while you're passed out. Probably not. And these things will come in later, I'm sure. Figure discovered inside the Tenmataro statue. Apparently, it's something a certain thief leaves at the scene of a theft. Bet she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling onto the crime scene. Well, okay. If we're gonna talk about the stuff that lines up, I would say betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling onto the crime scene. Well, if we take a look at the crime scene photo, we will see that the door is locked inside of this picture. And that is either she locked it and made, her dad swallow the key while passed out. I don't think so. she wouldn't have had the key on her at that point. I don't think. So I'm gonna say maybe this is it.
Objection!
Nope. Consider the evidence. There's obviously something wrong with this statement. Your gall knows no bounds. It's shocking, really. What's that supposed to mean? You stand there brazenly objecting to perfectly factual statements. One does not see such shameless behavior that often. A penalty for our shameless attorney. Damn it. I think maybe this might have something to do with the key. Let's see.
Objection!
There we go! Alright, this is right. Not entirely sure why, but let's see. It would seem that Tenmataro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl. Ah, how you figure that? You claim the Tenmataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? Caca! The mayor swallowed this key short... Yes, yes. Yeah, how are you going to make him swallow the key when he's passed out? He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma.
Yeah. What?
There we go. I only failed once to get to that answer.
But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmataro?
Our Tenmataro impersonator is none other than Mayor...
Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek?
Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well. Let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenmataro impersonator.
Well, sir, if we take a look here, hair color... Item that was recently dropped in the Forbidden Chamber. It bears the Je suis la belle logo.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Tenmataro took one of the stabs out there. Jesus. Sorry. It's really difficult to read this stuff when it's so pixely. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But, Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Are you daft? We know how it's going to identify.
Interesting. So, you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results.
No need for that, your boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You called, Prosecutor Blackwell? Nope. Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright. Analyze this, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes, son of a bitch. Your wish is my command.
Very well then, I guess we'll just wait right here.
At least it's only going to take 5 minutes.
Paka! It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show?
What in the world? They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they?
This is absurd!
Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm not going to like this, am I?
Don't tell me. They're Tenmataro's. Fucking. Yes, it's the mythical being. Here's fingerprints.
Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Phineas Filch.
Objection!
That's about right.
Wait, what? What?
Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection.
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now.
Sure. Them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that ham cream from Mr. LaBelle after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? You got a problem with it? I'm being attacked by an eagle, or, you know.
You fool of a tanuki. Order, order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber... wait a sec. Does this mean the Tenmataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yeah, another cat out of the bag!
Mr. Filch is Tenmataro?
I thought that. I mentioned. He's about the right size and all that. I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer?
The witness will explain himself this instant.
I feel like he probably wasn't the killer.
Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event in the Nine-Tail Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume?
Yep. And after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers.
So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match.
That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And 'cause of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
'Cause of the treasure there. Oh, that was my big chance to... I thought that was my big chance to sneak on in and nab it.
Treasure? Well, we found a statue, but again, it was old as hell.
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
And your grandpappy was faster and smarter than you. He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it. Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in.
I could through the air vent in the foyer.
Whoa.
The vent's left of the alderman's picture. I went on in and made a nice little hole. Use that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber, I did.
You what? But how is that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. He is a slippery bastard, and also he can get himself into some really tight corners. Jesus, he is an amazing thief. I feel like Jesus, somebody that good could probably sneak like a 50-inch television through that hole somehow. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent.
So Tenmataro was nothing more than a cat burglar. Or rather, a tanuki burglar, am I right? And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing the foyer?
I got it out of that costume right quick. Would have just caused trouble at that point.
And where's that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it.
What happened?
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor.
What if it was tossed outside the manor? Yep.
No way! But maybe, just maybe.
The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? And I believe he would have gotten rid of the costume at the window.
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that?
I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to that costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Tenmataro costume through the window. My badge! No, I'm not that daft.
Take that!
That's... Tenmataro's flying through the sky? And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
Everyone in this room is daft! It's quite simple. That's not Tenmataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are you?
There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tenmataro really was a flight of fancy.
What? Yags!
Well, that explains that. Nobody's flying today.
Oh my, so there really never was a yokai!
Oh, I can't keep any of them cats bagged.
How can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
There's more than proves the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting.
Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell?
I would love it if you have an excuse. Nope. None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it! Good, going! Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
And that's not going to be as easy as just saying it. Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in through the chamber's air vent. And what are the feathers tracked at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Yeah, but that's the problem. Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflection from my head blinds fellow
Moviegoers emerging from the dark. You don't have that shiny of a head, Your Honor. I mean, it's very shiny.
That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall.
That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't opened until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
This is starting to get really oddly weavy. It just like a little ball of timey-wimey stuff. Well, you little Tanuki, when the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Wow, this is a long court session. I mean, it can't be any longer than a normal court session.
Nope. Only one there was the alderman, and he was he was dead as a doornail.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Oh, don't tell me.
Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma. No! Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there.
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Objection.
It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details. Nice story.
Miss Sykes, you can prove your point without proof of some sort, but you can't, rather. It's a proven fact.
Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Not that insufferable.
Not that insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? Oh, shite. Okay, can I bring up...
I can save. I guess that's the best thing I'm going to get here. Okay. Whose alibi no longer adds up with all this stuff? The maid of QB Manor, friend of Trucy, thinks I'm a demon. Jesus. I don't think we're going to be bringing in the dead guy. The detective investigating the murder, self-styled. Mayor Tenma's aide, supposedly in the foyer with Filch at the time of the murder. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we gotta be showing Florent LaBelle right now because supposedly he was with him.
Take that.
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ugh. Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here, neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking in the Forbidden Chamber. In return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Ah, shucks. Mercy, your ownership. No, the only mercy you're going to get is maybe a smaller sentence. I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber, Mr. Filch, was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess, after which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally gonna drag that slippery snake onto the stand. Unless Blackwell has something to say.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations, and also plant some story along with him so the entirety of the finale of this story is bullshit. But... or am I getting too ahead of myself?
April 19th, 10:25 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. We did. Don't celebrate yet, man. We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch had to have been Florent LaBelle.
I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. That was a quick 20 minutes. April 19th, 11 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Yeah, this fancy bastard. Joker-looking asshole. Yeah, he keeps changing his freaking hair. This is getting really distracting and annoying.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, the accused.
Ouch. Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough.
Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible.
Your baldness. Right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Lurid, I don't really say the word lurid all that much. Well, I'm not, so may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry.
Scumbag! You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Peasant. How dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being... Oh, shut up! Stop stalling and let the court... tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence.
Oh. Hey. What? Are we badgering the witness too much? I'm sorry.
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past.
Swords? What swords?
This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart.
Damn it!
The battlefield has no place for ye.
He broke out of his cuffs.
Again?
Oh, my.
Spare me, please!
So much for sturdier shackles. I feel like we're going to need to, like... Oh, what was that? Like, carbon... No, not carbon fiber. What was that new material that's made... Oh, Jesus. Isn't it like a cold derivative or something? I don't remember what exactly it is, but it's something that's stronger than freaking steel that's currently being used to create, like, space shit. Sorry, I'll stop muttering to myself about space.
Those chains hinted my vow that heads would roll this day.
I can't break these cuffs. You can break these cuffs. And then he actually broke the cuffs, and everyone ran in shock. Hi, Tamp. My day's doing pretty good. How about you?
This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak.
Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drumroll please.
I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors. But there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. Oh, damn it. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. "Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman." That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there. That's the thing I didn't want him to say. We're so screwed. He confessed! Right, let's put this clown in his place. Make his mascara run.
Order! Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony as if it stands.
Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confessed.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During the last recess, I confirmed it with Mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's. Oh, for the love... Shouldn't those be off? Bailiff, take those.
This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense.
Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to this testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
Well, shoot. No, seriously, his colors are literally Joker. And I really hope that was intentional. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. But that doesn't really line up. How did Jinxie manage to see it at the exact same time if she ran through first? There.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think that the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime.
Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter.
You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court.
Once again, sorry. It's just I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon the most unpleasant scene.
Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy?
Better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die.
He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Gotcha.
How's this going to turn out? Now, once again, I mentioned there's a few things that aren't really lining up properly with that testimony, like right away, but I don't know if they're the correct answer. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Peasant! You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not. No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. Sure, that's how it works. I don't remember reading that in biology.
I'm not following.
These exquisite ears like flowers abloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold.
Right. The witness will hurry up and explain the truth, Vis. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession?
Upon learning of his father's crime, her father's crime, rather, Jesus, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me.
Hold it!
How did Miss Tenma appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. You actually sympathize with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. I just thought of him saying, just like, you know how I got these scars? The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror.
Checked your face? Why?
To behold the beauty that is my sadness. Why else? Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity.
I know the feeling.
But hang in there. At least keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? So, what happened next? Get to the next juicy part. The next gossip.
Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber.
Hold it!
He opened the forbidden chamber? But why would he do that?
Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmataro.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath.
Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter toodles. Dude, this is so goddamn illegal. Like, I'm fairly certain that within actual courts, you are not allowed to have your phone on at all. And he has too. Now, where were we again?
You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, shoot, dagnabbit. Hello, this is LaBelle. Good one, sir. You are an absolute riot. Okay, bye. What you were saying?
Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just gonna tell more lies. The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now, tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber.
Well, after that, as I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison.
Hold it!
What was Mr. Filch like at the time?
He was shouting, I can't see! I can't see! It's the curse of Tenmataro! Then he took off running like a madman.
He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in.
Wrong.
What?
He set eyes upon me, and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty.
Maybe by the radiancy of your frickin' hair.
So it was the curse of Florent LaBelle rather than Tenmataro? Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal.
The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering.
Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, Your Darkness. Let's see. Oh, yes, I fled for dear life from Tenmataro.
I love the term, dear darkness.
In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end.
Hold it!
So after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off towards the foyer.
Precisely! Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo?
Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right?
She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made the call to the police.
Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where the phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from them. I talked about this before.
All right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked for help.
Right.
Just doesn't make any sense. If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty. This is bad. Very bad. We need to find any inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. I think we already know. That being said, I will save just in case I'm actually wrong. So there we go, and it's one of the final things here. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. That's very intriguing, considering... Well, Jinxie's statement, Jinxie's eyewitness account of the demon in the hallway near the crime scene says, fled towards the foyer. I think this is it.
Objection!
Yep, pretty simple. That's one that I didn't even really need to think about all that hard. I knew it like the moment I read it. Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean?
Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down the hall with a phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway. Whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. Caca! Surprise! As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenma Taro costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter.
Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. My eyes! My beautiful eyes! Ha, not such a fabulous scent now, is it?
But, Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor's confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the Fox chamber, where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's a third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence.
Right, he's the only one that would actually kill me in this circumstance, so yeah, you go ahead and talk. Foolish fop. A true man knows when he's beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with his sword of true bar. Damn it, son of a bitch. I'm not good with poetry speak. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with it naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not? You deviant dandy. For the sole location of which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you, was right there in the Fox chamber. Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine. I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox chamber? I do. I did enter the room. After the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. It's also a freaking crime to lie when you're up on the stage, so, you know, what? You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that.
The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Exactly. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
Little clearer, a little more honest, please. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groans and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So, you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen.
From behind the screen. Why, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there.
Just so, he could see everything without being spotted by the victim of that tanuki filch. Suffice to say, he was mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Meh. I would say he's a floundering freaking fish. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the Fox chamber, so at least that much can be true.
The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
Very well. I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder. Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma's suit, Really? You don't even care about anybody's actual life? What? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So I entered the Fox chamber almost without thinking. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes? Your shoes? Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated. The blood would have still been there, buddy. That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes? That's not really much of an objection, Athena.
Silence.
Exactly. Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and such for trivial pursuits. Gah. Now, you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the Fox chamber, but I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. I do. By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which for the sake of the universe, is something I should never ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around this witness stand. It will suck in us all. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony, now. Well, regarding the murder scene, what I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. There's no reason to press this, but sure. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... Oh boy, okay, this is what we're doing here, alright. Let me look at the court record real quick. So we gotta think about what potentially would he not know about in this circumstance. I wonder if maybe something about the fox and demon statue would have something to do with it. Token of goodwill made in secret. Jinxie is now the only one who knows what the original looked like. I feel like we could maybe snag him on something here. with the bowl and all that. So, the murder weapon. Could you describe the state of the weapon that had been used at the scene? The spear had been... Oh, it's the spear. Never mind. The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby. Then there was the... Oh, here we go. Then the statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor. All right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? What exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, and inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Freaking very important. And I'm not even faking it at this point. I know what's going on here. I believe that to be extremely important. I request that it be added to the testimony. A statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill, celebrating the municipal merger. I'm not even going to save. I'm not going to do anything. I know what the hell's going on here. How do you know that?
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said this statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed. But what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Meh. Why are you looking at me like that? Something the matter? So, how did you really know what the statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What?
Mayor.
Justice Dono, explain yourself, and make it quick. This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you?
But Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime?
Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Kyubi. Oh dear, it burns! Why did I make it so strong? Maybe those are the chemicals that the Joker fell into.
Order, order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
How could you possibly accuse me? The embodiment of beauty! Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it.
Silence.
Don't save him. Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
How do you know? I know, because I know the cutscene. What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence.
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Here, go. Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Kyubi told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence.
Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime.
Yes?
Use your noggin. Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox Chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else.
Oh, dang it.
The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent Labelle could not possibly have been in that locked room.
No! Foiled by my own logic.
I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen Labelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, Your Boldness?
It does seem awfully conclusive. Stop listening to him.
The facts point to the defendant and the victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection. Silence.
Hey, I'm allowed to object, sir. Also, yeah, your freaking hawk is terrifying.
You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono.
But
Your Boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice.
a point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. Mind control.
This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma.
Oh, God, somebody help me. Hey!
It would seem that my time is at hand.
Mayor Tenma!
Counselor, there's a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right, he must mean me. Has he finally remembered what happened before the blow to his head? I don't know if he is the most reputable person here. The Burp Man is back!
Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him.
It's no good. I can't restrain him.
Know me and despair. For I am Tenmataro, Demon Lord of the Yokai.
Whatever, I'm exhausted. I can't type. Understandable. I don't know. I've been having some... I think I got like 6 hours of sleep last night. My sleep has been complete trash. I believe, funny stuff, you were talking about the same thing. Over in the Discord.
Mr. Justice, do something!
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm as thin as a pencil. Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if it is a yokai.
When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
Unprecedented in absurdity, more like.
All right then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say, Mr. Tenmataro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall.
No, I won't. I'm gonna get plenty of times to do that. Because that's how this game works. Unless they're gonna do some shady bullshit to me.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly 2 yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demon kind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the Nine-Tailed Fox.
What?
So is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness.
And the part about Tenmataro and the nine-tailed fox being there?
Yes, that too. Tenmataro towered overhead, and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold.
I call animal abuse, Sir Your Honor. Funny enough, animal abuse only works one way around. It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted.
Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half-dreamt that happening lingers in his mind.
Apollo, maybe I can help here. Oh, thank God. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back as to haunt us again. Right, let's hope for good things. Only good things. Beep boop, thank you. Little widget bastard. So, are we like 100% corrupt with this guy? I feel like we probably are. Barely conscious was Damien there, amid in the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, Tenmataro, ruler of demonkind. On the other, my mortal enemy, what the hell is this? I'm sorry, I'm gonna point that out right now. Why are you smiling? The discord in his heart. Discord notification sound. Oh, there it is. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy? Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence, and then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. Yep, nobody's WD-40'd those in a long time. So, this means the Forbidden Chamber really was open. But what about the sun and the light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? Huh. There's only one place I could possibly think that would be dark. And it's this. Mayor Tenma, the darkness you were in was... Oh, fuck.
You claim I was there? No such recollection do I possess.
That's just because your memory is still hazy.
On further reflection, I believe that you are gravenly misguided.
He means you got that one wrong, Apollo.
Counselor, I expect attempts of a more serious nature from you.
All right, let's think of that one over again. Oh, thank the Lord I am allowed to, mess that one up. All right, so where was the mayor during the... I mean, okay, so I guess... No. That's the only thing I can possibly think.
The Forbidden Chamber! Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tenmataro you saw, most likely the Forbidden Chamber statue.
Why, yes, that would explain it. The darkness and the staff and the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things? Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai? Fantastico, Apollo. It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe, I remember now, that That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was the amazing Ninetails.
Whoa. The amazing Ninetails?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly I do recall it. 'Twas the amazing Ninetails who did open the forbidden chamber door.
Okay, we're down to 60%. Can we get 100 now? I'm sorry I asked. The amazing Ninetails? But that was the victim, Alderman Kilby, right? Yeah, why would he open the forbidden chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that. This is completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. And let's see what kind of weird emotions we can find here. Barely conscious was Damien there, in the forbidden chamber. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenmataro loomed overhead. Suddenly, the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. The amazing Ninetails had come to the rescue. Okay. Well, so why are you sad? I'm confused. You're being rescued. When the amazing Ninetails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness?
Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the Fiend's Cape of Red. But when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me.
We're getting closer. A Cape of Red? Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape?
Why, indeed.
What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see.
Oh, sir.
So it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. I think I know what's going on. Forbidden chamber. Amid the darkness, mighty statue of Tenmataro. Suddenly the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom, and apparently he had a cape of red. Come to the rescue. Well, hold the phone. Let me take a look at that picture real quick. He don't got no cape. He don't got no cape. Son, he don't got no cape. You said the amazing Ninetails cape was red. Are you sure about that?
Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but...
Mayor Tenma, does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red, not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless,
upon my liberation, something red did fill my... Upon my liberation, something red did fill my as yet of hazy field of it. That sentence was confusing.
And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetails is arrayed in a cape of red.
So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh?
Apparently so. And remembering it now, being a great sadness upon me.
So this red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentions is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetails. What red object could he have seen there that wouldn't been that shocking?
I know.
Could it have been? Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Red thing. Red thing. What would be red in the chamber that would make sense? I mean, there's a absolute shite load of blood. But nothing that looks cape-esque. Unless there's hair gel. Oh, yeah. Color me la belle. No, that doesn't really make much sense at all. Can I save? Yeah, I can save. Thank God. Because I'm doing that. Not 100% on this one. Something red, something red, something's gotta be red. What would it be? Crime photo, amazing nine tails. You know, the only thing I can think is that somehow this is the color of red. Hair color that washes out with water. Florent Labelle's own brand isn't available to general public. So I don't even know what the color is in that thing, so I don't freaking know. But yeah, I saved and I got a whole lot of health, why not?
Foolish mortal, do you mock me?
No, I don't know what's going on. Well, sorry.
I'm afraid I have no recollection of seeing such an item. You must cease this practice of leaping before looking.
Sorry. Ouch. That was a human demon double punch. Apollo, think of something that's red and could produce a feeling of sadness. And take a good look at the evidence again. Wow, I didn't get any penalties for that. Thank you. What the hell's red that would make you sad? I mean, maybe the Fox and Demon statue because it's got red on it? Okay, maybe... perhaps he was, like, looking at the crime scene and, like, the people that were dead. But maybe? Wow, okay. That's metaphorical as all shit, but alright. Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be Mr. Tenma? That what you saw was the alderman's blood?
Blood? Why, yes, it was blood.
Oh my God, alright.
Hulk Hogan! It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Nine Tails, the alderman's bloody body.
Eek! Done!
Brother!
His noise level is down to 0. This is nothing to be happy about right now. Man is dead! So does this mean the amazing Nine Tails killed Alderman Cubey? But the alderman was the amazing Nine Tails, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first.
Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated.
True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence.
Come on, you asshole. Wait, don't you think this strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said not about seeing the amazing Nine Tails there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then?
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
Yeah, sure. Yes, of course I can explain it, because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. Gotcha. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Here. If penalty of death this is, I'm going to save.
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So, let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see her father, Mayor Tenma, and the victim?
A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us?
Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why'd she do that?
Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questioning is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the events, what could have made her do so?
Jinxie was confused, clearly, but that's not the answer. LaBelle was disguised. She got the rhymes mixed up. No, I think we know. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face. I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
And if that was the sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it?
Oh, right.
Your soul is sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
I think I'll pass. I is dead. What? Are you okay, Apollo?
I'm not fine, am I?
Is he bleeding?
Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down.
Turn the case upside down?
He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, it never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Alright, let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. This one's fairly obvious. A wrestler mask is more precious than... Oh, come on! I knew the answer quite a while ago. He never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. And what about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Uh-huh. We've got it all backwards. Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake.
Your boldness, I see no need for further indulgence in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict. Oh! I do have proof. Do you now?
That is the face of doubt.
All right, but this better be good, Mr. Justice.
We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. So, what do I present here specifically? The mask found washing at the riverside might have been crime run hunter. And this is the photo that sparked the monster craze, Ninetale Vale from becoming Ghost Town. Is there anything else related to this? No, I don't think so. I feel like it would probably be this.
And that reveals the mayor's secret identity. How? Oh, fuck.
Isn't it obvious?
No, it isn't.
I too fail to see your point.
So I guess we're all in the same boat then.
Mr. Justice, the only revelation here is your shocking desperation.
Okay, maybe it was the mask. Badge! No! Mario, it's never the badge! Okay, time to find something that doesn't stink of desperation. He was a lawyer. These riddles are inextricably shocking secret identify case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Mask? There we go.
Ugh, what an absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash!
We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenmataro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetail Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenmataro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales.
Whoa! Whoa, what's this?
You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion?
Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence.
The accused and the deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice.
The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection.
Remember, the LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence.
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection.
Why would she? She doesn't have a reason to. A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justin, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold. Oh, darn. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then, he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said I killed Alderman Kiyumi was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection.
No, you twisted samurai. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Ugh. Why are you so high and mighty and suddenly he's so wussy? He could kill you. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle was still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. There we go. So he could drag the mayor back out to the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch, and in his Tenmataro disguise, ran as fast as he could away from the room. This is very convoluted to make this entire, sequence of a scene. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back to the Fox Chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw a mask out the window and fled the room. The mask, rather.
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Ninetails. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the Amazing Ninetails is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Ninetails.
Ugh, this is madness. No one could possibly hate such an insane hatch.
Jesus, hatch such an insane plot. I'm reading horribly today. No one except a killer as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the Amazing Ninetails, aren't you?
I...
Hold it. Oh, who's whining now? Is it Jinxie? Oh, hey, Florent. You changed your hair again. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the Amazing Ninetails.
Objection!
What do you mean?
Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet?
But that's just...
And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now.
What? Why, you wouldn't dare reveal the secret.
My good friend, the alderman, told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it?
The truth behind Tenma Taro?
What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the Amazing Ninetails. I dare you.
Objection!
Wait. Will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the Amazing Ninetails, you'll expose the truth? Right. I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle.
I'll show you who's useless.
Don't punch. I don't think he would be able to hold up in any kind of fist fight against this freaking samurai. The bell changes his hair faster than my decisions to eat food, which is very fast, by the way. Same way. I've known several people that get very, very bored, and they're just like, I think I'm going to try a new color today. Apollo, don't you dare give up now!
I know.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Ninetails is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there.
How are you still just sitting back and watching this nonsense? Just like, this is a three-ring circus and I want out.
Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Ninetails or not?
Oh, please, give me some information. By the way, that's his regular hairdo that he started with, isn't it? The Amazing Ninetails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetail Vale, just as the superstitions say. This is blackmail. Can we throw him in a freaking cell? LaBelle is practically living Super Mario 64 Chaos Edition in real life. Every time he changes a scene, his hair colors changes. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the amazing Ninetail, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman Kyubi was the amazing Ninetails anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetail Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere, but I don't even know where to start.
Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetails, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself.
But if he admits it, LaBelle's gonna expose the secret behind Tenmataro. Ugh, we're so close, I know it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Oh boy. Well, I have a couple of hits left on my health bar, so I'm going to save right here and right now, real quick before we're done here. Yeah, 2 hits and I'm down. Okay. Ninetail true identity is not Mayor Tenma. Okay. I don't know why I'm pressing this, but sure.
This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the amazing Ninetails. I know you used his mask to create the illusion of a locked room murder. Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you?
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle knows what this statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox's chamber while it was still locked tight.
Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman Kyubi. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, but what's that? The Alderman's dead? You're laughing at a dead man. Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend.
Apollo, you mind if I wring his neck? Wait in line, because I'm going first.
No, you don't want to do that, because that smell is going to be on your hands for the next 12 years. Temper. Anyway. Then the mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense.
Hold it!
Conjecturous. I guess I'll press it.
The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions.
Tisk. Such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart.
Excuse me?
I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help the blossom within you bloom.
Ew. Can that reach me from here? Of course it can. What am I saying?
You liked that, didn't you?
Enough jabbering about the blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers.
Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense...
You'd be arrested, wouldn't you?
Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence.
No one gives a shit about you. The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you in that vexing visage of yours, then...
Yes, I know. Get on with my testimony. Anyhow, suffice to say, should the mayor admit the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat, and I will expose the truth behind Tenmataro right here and now.
Hold it!
And just how did you learn the so-called truth behind Tenmataro? Alderman Kyubi told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tenmataro.
Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated it so much he shared the secrets with me. Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Yep, pretty much a scumbag. Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenmataro. And that would bring ruin upon Nine-Tail Vale, just as the superstitions say.
Hold it!
Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Tenmataro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo! And that truth is, Tenmataro is great, greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Nine-Tail Vale is all about. Tenmataro is a great fortune? Come to think of it.
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
Could Tenmataro actually be Mayor Tenma? Forbidden Chamber treasure? Ooh! Telling the villagers that Tenmataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. Why do you care? As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenmataro exists.
Hold it!
Ace Attorney. He said it. Yep, title drop. So in other words, tragedy wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tenmataro. Yes, I suppose so, but that's wishful... Excuse me. This is LaBelle. Yes. Oh, you don't say. As long as Tenmataro exists, huh? How's the mayor supposed to admit to his secret identity now? Well, we have to find a way to make him say it, or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in LaBelle's testimony somewhere. I think I know what that hole is. I mean, it's telegraphed to hell on this thing. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenmataro exists. Well, I guess we can now begin to try and unravel the fact that he probably doesn't exist. But how would we go about doing that? I mean, first off, yokai. But second, what would be the clear identifier? Figure discovered inside the Tenmataro statue. Apparently, it's something a certain thief leaves at the scene of a theft. Technically, wouldn't this mean that the treasure no longer exists, and therefore there's nothing for the village to be scared about?
Objection!
Hey! Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tenmataro no longer existed... What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that the Tenmataro has been stolen? Yep, Phineas Filch, his grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less!
No! My beautiful golden Tenmataro was...
The greed inspired by Tenmataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetail Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma?
The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataro, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone.
The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenmataro's true form?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetail Vale.
Oh, that's what the yellow freaking thing is.
In return for that gold my ancestors did receive from Ninetail Vale, land that would become Tenma Town, but drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon our village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenmataro came to be.
So Tenmataro and villager superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenmataro made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil. Oh, tell that to me in attempting to try and make bills.
My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetail Vale, a thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma Town would never seek to take over Ninetail Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
I feel like I'm watching the info shows.
If only this was drunken history, because I need a drink.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you?
No! Don't do it! Please, no!
Yeah, what do you have to say about that, eh?
Begone, you demented demon! Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetail, is indeed me!
And that means Jinxie!
Yes?
The man wearing the mayor's clothes, who you saw collapse in the fox chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetail's mask?
Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Kyubi that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the alderman.
Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme. At least you could say he's right.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw, 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 caw.
The true facts behind the case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Kyubi, but Florent LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! Eyes burning out of brain. Yeah, into brain, rather. I think my brain needs a reboot. Oh, what the hell do you have to say? Justice Dono. You should at least have a real blade in your hand if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Probably a sword fight at this stage, or a fist fight if he doesn't have a sword.
Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake.
He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law.
But they're right. Let's see some evidence.
Give me a moment. Because clearly there's something I need to show now. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. Duh. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now, present your conclusive evidence, or do you have any? I think I do. Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Yeah? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need, too. I'm gonna finally prove Mayor Tenma's innocent. Here comes justice. Ooh, this is cool. Let's review the facts. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetales. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why, when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. These are the facts as we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime, but he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? The evidence behind, like, outside the crime scene. Well, technically, yeah, it would be the hand cream, I think. Brain blast! Yeah. No, that's not it. The hand cream has Phineas Filch's prints on it. Oh, of course. Because Filch had stolen it from Rebel. Whoops. That's not going to help us in the real killer, though. Maybe I should study the evidence again. Sorry! Yeah, thanks for the softball game. The Ninetales mask. A clue inside the mask? Oh, I know, the Amazing Ninetales mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clues does this mask hold? Isn't it like a patch of golden fur? The patch of golden amber. It was found caught in the window of the crime scene. Oh, but that's evidence from inside the Fox chamber. I should be fuck you! White hair! And what about the hair left in the mask? What is it? Okay, who does it belong to? I wonder if it's Florence LaBelle's. The white hair is LaBelle's. Oh, right, the hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court, or are you just going to stare out into space like you have for the past 2 minutes?
Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
That mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to the Alderman Rex Kyubi. Alderman Rex Kyubi, rather.
Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma, so...
That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that. Silence. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white-haired type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garnished color after another. No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? Washed up by the side of the river? With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Aha! Color Mirabelle, hair color that washes out with water! God, that's...
What is that?
This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside it.
What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock hair colors?
I mean, it's obviously fake, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetale Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair and the mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it. Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Kyubi. I want a breakdown.
You peasant. How dare you! My profane beauty! I'm going to examine your ultimate honor!
Oh dear, all the foundation has fallen off his... Yes. Jesus. Not now.
Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratosphere damages claim against me? $100 million! I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me, I'm done!
That was a good breakup. Yeah. Some breakdowns are ridiculously wild, but I like that calm one of just, oh, god damn it.
This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated. Order! Order! Order in the court!
So clearly there are listening devices that are watching this courtroom hearing. Okay. Either that or it's being broadcast on television like most of these things are nowadays.
Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like the other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Wait, that was a compliment, right? It's like, hey, I'm in a league of my own. Don't you try and put me side to side with the...
Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent LaBelle?
The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Well, we finally need to figure out what he actually looks like. Mariokimon in the Twitch chat.
I killed him.
Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenmataro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetale Vale. The Bell set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetale saw those plans come to a halt. And thus LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma.
I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid.
LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. That's about right. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such veracity. Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten to it first anyway.
I see. Well, very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, That took a while. Not guilty.
Just the game had to boot in for a second.
Oh, wait. Is it not guilty? Is it not guilty?
He's terrifying.
Don't look at me. I am ashamed. Court is adjourned.
Good day, Judge. Oh, and what ridiculous things are we going to run into next? It's the end of the chapter, but what horrible things befall us soon. April 19th, 1:23 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenmataro from Ninetail Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. Give me a moment. I think I know what's coming up here. Funny Stuff says, God, I keep forgetting how complicated this scheme in the whole case is. Oh, a lot of Ace Attorney things are so complicated. But that's what I like about them. I was wondering about that too, but I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetail's true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetails. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proven a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot!
A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of a demon lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tenmataro again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How can it not concern me? Tenmataro, be gone!
Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back! Oh, just hug already.
Yes, it would seem Tenmataro is no match for you.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore.
Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great?
Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? That's foreign. She's possessed. Kill her.
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetails will have to retire, though.
Maybe you could become another wrestler. Oh, how come? Hey, Matt Abisher over in the YouTube chat. It's actually recommended that the DLC case be played after this one. You tell me why, but it would be a major spoiler. Mario, can you back that up? Hey, I might just do that.
Once everyone hears I'm in the Amazing Ninetails, my fanbase will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
Hehe, I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there?
Ooh, it's a crowd! The DLC canonically takes place after this one. Ooh, okay then. Yeah, there's a simple answer why it's chronologically next. Yeah, very good. So, I guess technically speaking, with the, with the news and all... funny enough, that's an old thing anyways. Just, keeping your secrets revealed and all that. I seem to remember that happened with, the wrestler Kane. He had his mask taken off, and then... I forget, I think he, went away for a tiny period, but then he came back because people were like, who cares? And then they brought in, Demon Kane for some reason. I don't know. I was out of wrestling by that point. Anyway, a big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and the route for your return to the wrestling ring.
Rooting for me? But I thought I was nothing more than a male factor in their eyes?
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Funny Stuff says, I can't think of wrestling without thinking of, it's me, Austin!
Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Malefactor is what it is. Okay, thank you, Mario. Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this. Oh, this is adorable. There you go, sir.
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
Rip off that jacket. Wow! That is amazing! Give him your badge. No.
Nine tails fail forever!
I think you'll be needing this, my badge. You're an attorney now. Well, I'm officially a fan. I sure hope they can settle their problems between Tenma Town and Ninetail Vale.
Me too.
I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer slash killer is behind bars, and the merger no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetail Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Don't fluff him. He's had enough fluffing in his career. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this. Oh, Widget, please, cut in a little bit. Calories? Ha! Just let him try to stick on me. I just want Widget to, like, pop in and be like,
You fat cow.
or something like that. Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Aldoon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Yay, thanks, boss. That's very generous. You must have some kind of a budget. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Aldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. I remember that. And I was just going to say, just like, if you're actually going to be doing a buffet style kind of thing going on with this stand, like, you will die.
Have a bowl, Mr. Squidward.
That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. Uh-oh. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. What is this moody nonsense? I don't know about how this works. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney is supposed to be campy, for fuck's sake. But anyway, a new episode has been added. Episode 3, Turnabout Academy. But, like you said, we've got some prequel stuff that is going to be happening before Episode 3, I suppose? I guess I'll save here. Now, question, are we just going to dive directly into it, or am I going to be kicked out to the menu? Nope. Excuse me. Hello, Capcom. You make amazing games, and I'm really glad you haven't nickel and dime people like most, AAA companies. And anyways, special episode. So this is the one that you were talking about, Turnabout Reclaimed, from episode start? Or was it something else? I forget. Yes? Yes. Okay. Well, why not? Let's take a look at the beginning of this and get a little bit of a taste of what we're going to be seeing next time. Right! Shit! I need to hear this story.
Anything agency and a lawyer. Although, I was doing something else entirely for a while there. As for why I decided to formally get back into lawyering, let's just say there's unfinished business to take care of. Anyway, I thought I'd reminisce about my first case back on the job. And what a case it was.
Ooh.
It happened only a few months after Athena joined our office.
I see. Special episode, Turnabout Reclaimed. Okay, sure. And now we're with pirates.
Do what you want, because a pirate is free!
Is this a stage show? I certainly hope so. Yeah, this is a stage show. Look at that mustache. Either that or it's an anime. One of the two. It does take place after Case 2, or at least that's the general consensus. Gotcha. You know, I made the joke about, you are a pirate, but I feel like that was a lot more accurate than I thought it was. There we go. Yeah, we're at SeaWorld. Oh my god, I saw the skeleton. Wait a minute. Is that going to be the murder? It's a real fucking skeleton. Oh my god! It 100% takes place after Case 2. Athena is here. Oh, of course. So, apparently, I guess this is before the, the darkness begins, I suppose. Okay, then. Well, I guess we will save here. And we will just know that apparently... Here, I guess I'll save at this one. Why the heck not? Special episode. And we'll leave episode 3 for some time later. No, give it a bit more. Mario? Okay, fine. Let's take a little bit further in. How about that? Today is my first day back on the job as a lawyer. Putting this attorney's badge on again really makes it hit home. Boy, am I pumped. Even Trucy said, "Looking good, Daddy." So, Athena, Apollo, what do you think of the old attorney's badge? Wow! This ship-shaped aquarium show is great. I can't get enough of it. Athena, I still can't believe they showed the Swashbuckler Spectacular on TV. Good thing I recorded this. Now, who's ready for another viewing?
You've already watched it 5 times. Let's watch something else now.
How could you even suggest such a thing? That show is therapeutic. And it's also obnoxious, and it has the worst theme song on the planet, and we've heard it 5 times? Boss here, asking you guys a question. What's so therapeutic about watching a killer whale? What? Don't you know anything? Animal-assisted therapy is an established psychiatric treatment. You're kidding, that kind of thing really exists? It's a real thing. I've been to the aquarium myself to try it, and it really helps. It's good to know that you're getting your therapy while... Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and make a SeaWorld joke, despite the fact that it's older than the hills, but, unfortunately the killer whales aren't very happy. I still go there every now and then to further my psychology studies. The last time I went, I saw a dolphin and an orca swimming around together. I was so... Hey! Do you two think you could quit goofing off and do some work for a change? Work? But we've already cleaned the toilet. Twice. Each. Hey, wait a minute. Is that your badge I see? Wow, congrats on getting your attorney's badge back, boss! Thanks. I'm starting today. I'm officially a lawyer again. Sheesh. Took him long enough to notice. Gee, Mr. Wright, what a... Like, with that badge on you, you suddenly look so capable. Thanks! I wasn't capable before. Thanks. It's not like I was some lazy... But yeah, come on! But what made you suddenly so fired up to get your badge back, anyway? Oh, well, I made a promise to a certain someone. An important promise. Ooh. What could be so important? Anyway, we have 3 lawyers now, so we'd better start taking on lots of work. I'm all for that. Let's get this agency hopping. Well, we have plenty of enthusiasm. All we need now are some clients. It's been 8 years since I last wore this badge. I feel like a rookie all over again. Very convenient for the plot. It doesn't really fit, but I think I'm going to put on the radio filter.
And this just in. The owner of Ship-Shape Aquarium, Captain Jack Shipley, has been murdered. The suspect in this case is reportedly already in custody inside the aquarium.
Isn't that the aquarium we were just watching, Athena? It is! I can't believe it! A murder at Ship-Shape Aquarium! But I love that place! We need to get to the bottom of this. Really? I guess I'm in luck. Who's this? Oh, sup, lady. I need Phoenix Wright to save my friend. What? Who in the world is this? Are you a client? Wait, that costume. It looks just like... I've got it! You must work at Ship-Shape Aquarium! That's right. You know it. Wait, you know it? Oh, God, puns. Shit. I'm Sasha Buckler. I perform like an agile catfish in our private show. It'll blowfish your mind. Die. Minnow, blowfish. These puns floundered a bit. Hee. I figured out our client's identity. Chalk one up for analytical psychology. Or dumb blind luck. My friend is under suspicion of murder, so I really need some help. That's why I gotta find this Phoenix Wright guy. Well, I'm Phoenix Wright. And this is Apollo Justice and Athena Sykes. They're lawyers too. If there's anything you need, all you have to do is ask. Starts chanting, puns, puns, puns. Same goes for me too, Miss Buckler. Haha, just call me Sasha. And I'll call you all by your first names too, if that's alright. Phoenix, Apollo, Athena. You have to help me. Please save my friend. Guess we better start by asking her more about her defense request. Right, okay. So now we know who it is that we're going to be defending. And I think I'm going to call it for today. That's what we know. Hey, I'm excited. We're going to be working with pirates. And we're going to be staving off the dark age of law. Just that tiny little bit more. But anyway, yeah, that'll do it for the stream tonight. Again, thanks everybody for Why am I so much mouth today? I've been screwing up on lines. I've been screwing up on just regular English. Good frickin' lord. Anyways, so like I said, if you want to take a look at this after it's done, there were a couple of places here and there that I feel like I could have probably edited it down. So I'm probably going to do that, and I'm going to be uploading it to the YouTube channel after that, which, by the way, I am working on the backlog, and the backlog is pretty much all uploaded. I'm just going to be uploading it. Well, no, I'm going to be releasing it on a daily basis until it's all taken care of. Mainly because I don't want to flood anybody's sub boxes. So that should be coming up as soon as all of it is cleared. I'm planning on uploading this as soon as I possibly can. Anyways, I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Some other stuff that I'm going to be doing. Now, again, before anybody leaves here, I wanted to poll. I kind of wanted to try and play Mario Kart tomorrow if we had enough people interested in doing, you know, some multiplayer stuff. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that is what I was thinking about doing. See, I don't know. I don't know how the online system really works all that well. If I can't figure out a good way to do the online system, I'll probably just jump into Smash, just because there's a lot of stuff that I could still do with Smash. And I'm still enjoying it, so yeah, I would probably do that. Some other stuff. Hat in Time mods, if you were at all interested, I have uploaded the latest Hat in Time mod stream. I have edited it down. You know, I tend to do that with those streams, so you can go take a look at that if you're interested. Some other stuff. What other things? Oh, yeah, I was thinking at some point soon I'm going to be doing another round of PC Building Simulator because I have a massive addiction and problem with building PCs. But anyway. Mario says, we know we're saving her friend. We don't know who her friend is. Well, you know what? It would be really, really cool if we left some kind of a secret or some kind of a really fun surprise for the next time we do a stream. How about that? That sounds perfectly fine. I mean, thanks for the suggestion, but yeah, I think we can wait. We all have patience. We can do that. I mean, on top of that, I have something really cool to look forward to when I come back, so sweet. We can prod our mind and figure that one out. Anywho, is there anything else that I'm missing? I don't know. I've been doing random roguelikes as well, and I've been trying to work on the plans for doing another VR stream as well. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. We'll see. Oh, Funny Stuff says, no spoil-ops. That's cool. I'm pretty good at, like, turning a blind eye and a blind ear to anything. I mean, like, I've done pretty good so far. I've been doing blind run of the, the Phoenix Wright and the Ace Attorney series for this long. So I think I've been doing pretty good. Mario says, I do not have patience. I am bad doctor. Okay, right. I'm going to stop rambling my head off, and I'm actually going to start working on processing this video, which is a lot easier now that I have worked on a new system. Anyways, I'm off. Again, thanks for coming out. See you next time.